Good evening, everyone. This is Mellissa Thomas with Florida National News coming to you with the evening news rundown for your Saturday, May 16th, 2020. Thank you for tuning in. Now, as usual, we like to give you the most updated reports from the World Health Organization, the CDC, and the Florida Department of Health. So, according to the World Health Organization, globally, we are looking at over 4.4 million confirmed cases and over 302,000 confirmed deaths. According to the CDC, here in the United States, we're looking at 1.43 million confirmed cases and over 87,000 confirmed deaths, unfortunately. Here in the state of Florida, according to the Florida Department of Health, we're approaching 45,000 confirmed cases and we're over 1,900 confirmed deaths here in the state of Florida. Now, question for you as we get into the world story. Is it possible to sniff out COVID-19? Well, apparently that's about to be a thing. The UK government has just dropped £500,000 on a trial using Labradors and Cocker Spaniels who are already previously trained to sniff out certain cancers, Parkinson's disease, and malaria to now sniff out the COVID-19 virus in asymptomatic people. That's the primary purpose of this trial. It will be a 3-month trial where they have the dogs sniff that out to be able to detect that, particularly in folks who are carrying the virus and don't necessarily know that they are. Now, if this trial is successful, one of those beloved dogs will be able to sniff out and detect COVID-19 in 250 people per hour. That would be quite an interesting game changer, which also brings us to our audience question for the night. Do you think this is something that can work? What are your thoughts on the trial? How do you think it's going to go? And do you think it's something that we should implement here in the United States? Leave us a comment below. Let us know what your thoughts are on it. I'd love to hear from you. Now, coming back here to the United States, as you likely heard probably last night or just hearing it now, but the House passed a $3 trillion COVID-19 relief bill. Now, if successful, this would be the largest bill the largest relief bill in U.S. history. And mind you, the previous relief measures combined total to about $3 trillion, according to CNN. This bill by itself is $3 trillion. And here's the quick breakdown on how the funds will be allocated. $1 trillion would go to state and local governments. $200 billion would be allocated for essential worker hazard pay, which is something that you guys probably heard a lot about over social media, different debates, and in the national conversation. And an additional $75 billion in funding would go towards COVID-19 testing, contact tracing, and isolation efforts. And not to be missed at all, it is a second round of stimulus check, the $1,200 that was going around to everyone. This particular relief bill would disperse another amount of relief checks for American households, up to $6,000 per household, depending on whether or not you are a family and has children. So that's how things are with that particular bill. It passed the House by a narrow margin of 9, and several folks broke ranks. There were some Democrats that didn't agree with it, so they voted against it. And one House GOP representative out of New York, Representative Pete King, he decided to actually vote in favor of the bill. And the other key thing here in this bill to note is not just the funding and the size of it, but there's also a measure for representatives to work and vote remotely. And that actually passed. That actually passed 217 to 189. So this is something that is new in the history of Congress. And this will be the first time in its over 200 years that the chamber will be working remotely. They'll be able to do their legislative work and vote on things remotely. So there was CNN was reporting one congressperson that said, see you guys in September. So social distancing at the highest level there. But another quick US story for you guys. Hawaii is now seriously distancing from tourists. You likely heard a story here in Florida. Governor Ron DeSantis did something similar when New York had become a hot spot, as well as Louisiana. He closed his borders, if you will, to folks traveling from those states, meaning anyone coming in from those areas, they would be required to do a 14-day quarantine whatever their destination is. They're required to stay there for 14 days. here with Hawaii, Governor David Ige is also requiring folks to submit the contact information for their destination, whether that's a hotel, an Airbnb, a person's home, whatever the case may be. They have to disclose that information for contact tracing purposes. Additionally, anyone who is traveling to Hawaii must sign a statement confirming that if they violate the rules of quarantine, they will be required to pay a $5,000 fine. So Hawaii is paradise, but it may take a while for you to head back there. And of course, we'll continue to keep you guys posted on things as they develop. But stay tuned right here at the Evening News Rundown. I will be right back after this commercial break with some more stories.
At Duke Energy, we deliver electricity and so much more, like free home energy assessments, rebates for energy-saving improvements, payment options to help you better manage your budget, and even bill credits for helping the community use less energy. So no matter what you're doing, we can help you make better energy choices every day. It's just another way we bring power to your life. How much can you save?
All right, guys, welcome back. Now, jumping over to our Florida story, obviously top of mind is the big phase 1 reopen that happens on Monday, May 18th. Governor Ron DeSantis has officially announced that the museums and libraries, they're allowed to reopen on Monday at 50% capacity. Restaurants that have already reopened during this past week, they'll be able to reopen at a larger capacity than 25%. So they'll be able to allow more people into their establishments. And as of right now, movie theaters, nightclubs, bars, and theme parks and schools are still going to be closed. However, where the theme parks are concerned, the governor is ready and willing to hear the detailed plans that the theme parks have in terms of safety measures when they reopen. So stay tuned right here. We'll continue to give you guys the updates as we get them. And of course, you heard the governor say that Florida is ready for sports. So sporting events will be taking place now, but with no fans in the audience. And again, we'll continue to keep you guys posted on that. Jumping down to some business news for you guys. One of the biggest retail chains here in the United States, and one of the oldest, is choosing to hit the restart button. Penney has officially filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The over 100-year-old company, unfortunately, gathered a large amount of debts, and they were starting to crumble underneath them. And over the last 8 of 9 years, they have suffered consistent losses to the tune of $4.45 billion with a B. That is a lot. So in their effort to restructure themselves financially speaking and to remain in existence, they decided to go ahead and file that Chapter 11. The CEO was saying it was an important decision to make in order to keep the company in existence, keep the company afloat, but also be able to better serve the customers in the future. So we'll keep you guys posted on that as well. Now, before we get to our entertainment and our sports news, I'm going to take one more quick commercial break and come right back. Stay tuned.
Mercury agents everywhere are saving people hundreds and are also there to help save the day.
That was fast.
You covered.
Thanks, agents.
Watch out!
That's my car!
Don't worry, we're here to help.
For savings and service above the rest, you can count on Mercury. We're on a mission to save you money.
Mercury. Welcome back, guys. Jumping over to your sports news now. This kind of stays in Florida a little bit. However, the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship is returning to the Daytona International Speedway. The IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship announced their schedule on Friday. And of course, this is exciting news for the folks in Daytona. As the governor decreed, this is going to be something that is fanless. So there will be no one in the audience for this race, but the race will air on Independence Day. It will be a 2-hour and 40-minute race, and they'll be taking place in 3 different classes: the Daytona Prototype, the GT Le Mans, and the GT Daytona. The race will air on NBCSN, the NBC Sports Network. And this is a race that was in Daytona from 2002 to 2010. So needless to say, the Daytona International Speedway is excited to have the race back here. Now, jumping over to our entertainment story for the day, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences have awarded 96 different organizations with 2 different grants, the Film Craft and Film Watch grants. Now, these are grants that help fund film festivals and help fund filmmakers. So just to give you a brief short list of some folks who were able to benefit from these grants, which ran anywhere from $5,000 to $200,000. They range from big names like the Toronto International Film Festival to smaller, more niche film festivals such as the Indigenous Film and Arts Fest, the African Film Festival, the Atlanta Jewish Film Festival, and many others. And it's not just film festivals that benefited from this, but also universities that are involved in the craft of filmmaking, such as the prestigious American Film Institute. So congrats to the 96 organizations who benefited from those grants. And we'll continue to keep you guys posted with all things entertainment. And of course, the Entertainment 4for4 will return on Tuesday with our lovely Jamesia in Los Angeles. But that does it here for us this evening at the Evening News Rundown. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. If you haven't already, be sure to like us on Facebook. You can find us at Florida National News, at FNN News TV, or at FNN News Live. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the little bell to get all the notifications. You can find us there at Florida National News. You guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I'll be right back here tomorrow afternoon with the rundown. Take care.